Hello guys and welcome back to another episode. So today we're going to talk about Windwalker Monk's PvE guide for patch 8.1. So this is going to be a guide for World of Warcraft Windwalker Monk patch 8.1. And it's of course going to be a PvE guide. So that means I will help you through, as you can see here, I will help you through the stats, the Azeroth traits, the talents, and the gameplay on how you should play Windwalker Monk. So if you're playing Windwalker Monk, or maybe you're thinking about playing Windwalker Monk, and you want to have some kind of a start guide, so this guide is going to be really good for you who wants to learn how to play the basics of the spec, what you should achieve for and what you should go for. So I'm like building the core for you to play this spec, and after that you are the one who is responsible for going here to up here. So are you excited yet? So the first step we should go through is, as it says up here, is the stats. So let's switch over here. So first of all, the stats. So just for mentioning it, the main stat you're going to focus on is agility. And yes, I know that you have it on pretty much every piece of gear you get, except trinkets. So for example, trinkets, if you get a trinket same eye level that is having, let's say, agility and versatility, then you want to trinket with agility, because agility is much more important than versatility. Some classes have actually where the second stats are better, but Windwalker Monk is very reliable on agility, so that's why you should go for agility. Enough about that. So after agility, versatility. And versatility, that extra flat damage you get from versatility is actually better than mastery, critical strike and haste together. So I know that I think 90% of all my guides versatility is like the last one, but as Windwalker Monk they actually benefits from versatility in a big way. So agility, versatility, and after that it's mastery. So the thing you have to remember about mastery is that every time you use a different spell, it deals more damage. So for example, if you use spell 1, then you use spell 2. If you use spell 1 2 times in a row, it doesn't get the mastery bonus. So it's very important when you play Windwalker Monk, you're not using the same spell in a row. So you cannot, like warriors or other damage dealers, just sit and spam the same button. You have to use different spells all the time because of your mastery. So after mastery, if you can master that, it's critical strike. And critical strike is of course helping you with dealing double damage on your spells. Just keep in mind that this one here you cannot double damage Touch of Death and what's it called? Yeah, Touch of Death and Touch of Karma. Those two are not getting benefited from critical strike. The last one is haste. It reduces the cooldown on some of your spells, it increases your generation of energy and your attack speed, but the benefit from haste is not really as good as what you can get from versatility and mastery or critical strike. So this is the stats for playing Windwalker Monk. So that was already step 1. I hope you feel much more clever now about how you should progress as Windwalker Monk. Keep in mind, if you have a low eye level, it's still important for you to get a high eye level and wait with thinking about your stats. Every time you get an item that is like 10 eye level higher, you should just take it without thinking. It's only when it's 5 eye level it's actually worth to think about it. But again, if you remember, agility is kind of your most important stat. That means that no matter what, it should actually almost be your eye level that is the one that is going to demand, because agility is like number 1 for you. So as the agenda upstairs is that the number 2 point is Azeroth traits. So for the outer ring, what I recommend, the first one I recommend is Fury of Shun. So your combo strikes grant a stacking of 1 person chance for your next Fist of Fury, grant 1250. It depends, but it stacks up, of course, eye level, but it grants haste and invokes Shun, the White Tiger, for 8 seconds. So that's pretty cool, the Fury of Shun. The next one I can recommend is Glory of the Dawn. So Rising Sun King has 25 chance to trigger a second time, dealing 4900 damage. Again, that scales depending on eye level, physical damage, and restoring 1 chi. And the last one that I'm recommending for the outer ring is Open Palm Strikes. So when Fist of Fury deals damage, it has 5% chance to refund 1 chi, and it deals 950 additional damage. So this is the combination I would recommend. So always try to get as many stacks of Fury of Shun, then Glory of the Dawn, and then Open Palm Strikes for the outer ring. Then we have the middle ring. So the first one I recommend is Treacherous. Your primary stat is increased by 136 while you are above 50% health, and you take 15% increased damage while below 20% health. So that basically means every time you're over 50% health, you have more of your main stat that is equal to agility. So, and your healer should normally have you above 50% health, so that should be okay. Tidal Surge is the number 2 one. Your damaging spells and abilities have a chance to release a Tidal Surge, dealing 300 frost damage to your target and slowing their movement speed by 20% for 6 seconds. And the next one I recommend is Ancient Bulwark. Standing still grants you deep roots, increasing your facility by 243. Moving instead grants you uprooted, healing you for 285. So that means when you stand still and you deal damage, you deal more damage, and it gives you versatility, that is your most important stat. And when you're not standing still, you're moving and you're pretty much getting healing. So you could say when you need to move, it's also because you're probably getting some damage. So those are the Azeroth traits that I'm recommending. So the next one would be the talents and gameplay, and for that I have to switch over to my my game screen. So I will just switch over. And here we are on the talent screen selections. So let's go through each talent and each talent row, and I will explain which scenarios you should use which talent and when and why. So let's start with the first row. So in the first row here, it's very, you could say, strict on when to do what. Chi Wave is the best one for directly strict single target damage. Chi Burst is the best one for LE damage. So one target Chi Wave, single or multiple targets Chi Burst. Eye of the Tiger is not really preferred anymore, and it's kind of dead. So Chi Wave is single target, Chi Burst is multiple targets. On the next row, it's pretty much up to you which one you want here. Nothing is really helping you on damaging. On the next row, Fist of the White Tiger is pretty much right now outperforming Ascension and Energizing Elixir. So Fist of the White Tiger is pretty much the most overpowered you could use right now. So I would 100% recommend it. It deals half of the damage that your Rising Sun Kick is dealing, and it gives you directly free cheese. So that means chi. So that means you can pretty much cast a Rising Sun Kick and a Blackout Kick just after you have used Fist of the White Tiger. It also helps you with your mastery rotation, so you don't use the same spells in a row, because it kind of gets you out of that rotation. For the next row, it's pretty much up to you if you want some more survivability, so you are, staying up yourself, or if you want to have some additional stun, so that means your stun will get a lower cooldown, or if you want to have Ring of Peace that you can either use it as an AoE stun, another AoE stun, AoE interruption, or maybe your group already have something they want to use Ring of Peace with. But all in this row is pretty good, but it's up to you if you want to have some more, you can say crowd control, or if you want to have some survivability. So for the next row, no one of these is going to help you. This is again only for survivability, so I normally just play with Inner Strange, so I don't have to think about using another cooldown for surviving. On the next row, Hit Combo used to be the one that was pretty overpowered, but Hit Combo is not really good anymore. So Invoke the Shun of the White Tiger is the best one for single target damage, and Rushing Jadewind is the best one for multiple target. Just keep in mind, if you use Rushing Jadewind, never use it on single targets. It's not worth using on single targets for your chi. So if you use Invoke Shun, you should always use that if you want to focus on single target damage, and Rushing Jadewind should be the one you use every time it's more than 2 targets. So it's up to you if you want to have an AoE build or a single target build. Again, as you can see up here, AoE, AoE, single. You can also do a mix if you want. So back to the single target. For the last row, Spiritual Focus is not really recommended, so I would not really talk about that one. Whirling Dragon Punch and Serenity is so close to each other. I mean, they are both really great, and they also have an impact on your rotation. So it's pretty much up to you which one you want to use. But again, it's both talents are changing your you could say rotation. Both talents are so strong. So if you want to use Whirling Dragon Punch, or if you want to use Serenity, that is up to you. So take the one that you best like to put in your rotation, and the one that you feel most comfortable with, and the one you feel most fun with, because then it's going to be the best one for you, as long as you take one of these two and never Spiritual Focus. So that's pretty much up to you. I prefer personally maybe playing with Serenity, but Whirling Dragon Punch can also be nice, but I like to have Serenity. It's a pretty cool one, pretty overpowered. So that is the talents I can recommend. Nothing really hardcore here, it's just how it is. You have kind of a single target build and you have multiple target build. So yeah, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the gameplay and the rotation and the opener. So let's switch over to the dummy screen. Hello guys, and here we are at the dummy screen. So I'm going to talk about the opener, what you should do during the fight, and what you should do if you're talented into Serenity. That is a really powerful talent. What you should actually do and how you should proceed with it. I mean, Whirling Dragon Punch is not really, you don't really have to talk about that because it's a damage spell. But Serenity is changing your rotation quite a lot. So let's first talk about the standard opener. So let's say this is the boss and this is my team here, and we're going to charge the boss. So charge the boss. Oh, wait for us. Funny. So everyone has something they have to precast before the fight starts. So you can see the boss is, well, the tank is running towards the boss, and you're going to kill him. So when you can see there's like 2 seconds before the tank is going to attack the boss, use Chi Wave, and it will hit on the same time. It will hit at the same time with the tank and what your spell is. So the boss is running, and you're running toward the boss, and then you use Chi Wave. So you can see now the tank is running, you're running, and Chi Wave. This is a good precast spell when starting the boss fight. So that is step 1 for your opener. So if you're talented Fist of the White Tiger, you can also use that as an opener. It is pretty great for opening because when you use it, it deals 4000 damage instantly. You can use Rising Sun Kick and Blackout Kick and then a Tiger Palm directly. You don't have to use Tiger Palm now as the first build because no one plays with Eye of the Tiger anymore. So you don't have to, you can say, put that out. So again, let's take it. Now we have added some more to rotation. So let's wait for my cooldown. Okay, so running toward the boss. Okay. Chi Wave. Fist of the White Tiger. Rising Sun Kick. Blackout Kick. Tiger Palm. So of course you would have to do it faster. Now it's not ready. So now instead of using Fist of the White Tiger, we have to use Tiger Palm. So let's imagine we don't have Fist of the White Tiger. So now still my rotation would be Chi Wave, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick. Okay, so Chi Wave, Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Fist of Fury. So you could say, as a Windwalker Monk, the opener is not really that important when you just use your normal spells. The only thing I can recommend is you use... The only thing I can recommend you use is Chi Wave when using toward the boss. Use Chi Wave every time it's ready again. Just every time it's off cooldown, use it. But when you attack, I would normally use Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick. You should also try to aim for using a Fist of Fury, because Fist of Fury is dealing tons of damage. So if you can get off energies to use Fist of Fury, that would also be very good. And again, use Chi Wave every time you can. So now I have 0 Chis. So now I would say Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, and now I would be ready for using Fist of Fury. So you can say first Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, and then Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Fist of Fury. So if I can you please use all your cheese? There we go. Okay, back again. Are you ready? Okay. Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Fist of Fury. That would be your normal rotation. So like every time you're damaging, you have to use these 4 spells like a synchronize. Every time you can use Tiger Palm, use it, but remember, never, because of your mastery, never use the same spell twice in a row. It deals 20% more damage if I don't use the same spell in a row. So that means again, Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Fist of Fury. But never the same spell in a row. So these 4 spells, you should use them every time you can. Use Fist of Fury every time it's ready. Use Rising Sun Kick every time it's ready. And Blackout Kick is pretty much only to... Blackout Kick and Tiger Palm are both just spenders. You use Blackout Kick when you don't have anything else to do, and you use Tiger Palm when you don't have anything to do and you need to use more energy and restore cheese. So let's try to take the rotation properly now with Fist of the White Tiger. Okay. So Chi Wave, Fist, yeah, I think that works pretty well. So first of all, I attack with Chi Wave. I use Fist of White Tiger. Then you can discuss if you should use Rising Sun Kick or if you should choose Fist of Fury instantly. Probably I would probably say that maybe it's better to use Chi Wave, Fist again, and then Tiger Palm back to your normal rotation. Maybe you should just start with that. I mean, both can be really great if you start with Rising Sun Kick or if you start with Fist of Fury after using Fist of the White Tiger. Both can be pretty great, I think, to use. But that is pretty much your rotation. Now we're talking about Serenity. So Serenity is changing your rotation a lot because your spells is getting free now and they have 100% lower cooldown. So that means instead of 12 seconds, it's 6 seconds. So for example, when you use Serenity, you should try to get 3 Rising Sun Kicks out and 2 Fist of Fury. But it's important you get out 3 Rising Sun Kicks and then 2 Fist of Fury. So let me show you, for example. Okay. So now I use Serenity, Rising Sun Kick, Fist of Fury. Rising Sun Kick, Blackout, Tiger, Blackout, Rising Sun Kick, Fist of Fury. That was exactly 3 Rising Sun Kicks and Fist of Fury 2 times. So that means now my Serenity has been 100% worth and really helped me in damaging. because that is how I would recommend using Serenity. So that was the standard rotation, that was the Serenity burst rotation. Now to your cooldowns. You should use Touch of Death all the time. It deals a lot of damage, and it increases the damage of all, well, during the 8-second duration, or 10% of all other damage you deal to the targets will be added to the final damage dealt. So that means the more damage you can deal on those 8 seconds, it will deal more damage. That is, if you're talented to invoke Shun and Serenity, it can actually be quite good that you use, well, you should use Touch of Death, and then invoke, and then Serenity, because that all the burst damage you're going to do is helping Touch of Death. But again, when you use Touch of Death, and if you use Serenity and you use invoke, you have to use 2 global cooldowns. So you could say you're also wasting some time in Touch of Death. So Touch of Death still, it's a great spell, you have to use it all the time, but try to plan it so when you use it, you actually have something worth to use after that. So for example, let's try. So normally, okay. So let's see how fast I can get my rotation done before. Let's see if I can get Serenity and invoke and the Serenity boost out at the same time. Okay, so now we are running toward the boss. You should probably use Shun first, because that will be for 20 seconds. Okay, so Shun, Touch of Death, Serenity. It worked quite well. I must admit that I screwed up on my Fist of Fury. I used another spell in the middle of it. So, but I mean it worked actually quite good. So if you use your Shun first, and then Serenity, well, then Touch of Death, and then Serenity, it's quite cool. It's quite cool. But again, Touch of Death, use it every time you can. Serenity, use it every time you can. Invoke Shun, use it every time you can. And Chi Wave, use it every time you can. Touch of Karma is a nice one. It helps you surviving, but also the damage he deals to you is going to be redirected back. So that means if you know, okay, he's going to do something that I can misuse, or he's going to do AoE if I don't hide between the pillar, I could probably use Touch of Death and, you know, Touch of Karma and get some damage out. Because Touch of Karma, so absorb all damage taken for 10 seconds up to 50% of your maximum health, and redirect 70 of the amount of damage to enemy target as nature damage over 6 seconds. That is quite good. So that means if you know, okay, he's going to deal a lot of damage here, well, boop, Touch of Karma, he deals damage to you, it absorbs, and it deals straight back to the face. I mean, you can misuse it if you want. Yeah, that is pretty much that. I'm pretty sure of. If you're going to face against multiple targets, it can also be important, of course, you have spinning crane after Chi. Well, so let's say, for example, you're going to attack against these multiple targets. You would probably go with Chi Burst, and you will go with Rushing Jade Wind. So Rushing Jade Wind, Chi Burst, because Chi Burst is going to deal damage to them all. Boop, 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 boop. Rushing Jade Wind is a great spell against more than 2 targets, so not 1 but 2 and up. It deals a lot of damage to all the time, but the problem is that it costs Chi, and it's only really good if you're going to face against more targets. So you could pretty much say you could combine what is called Rushing Jade Wind together with Spinning Crane, and if you have double AoE. Those 2 spells, I would probably only spam those 2 if it's because there's like over 3-4 targets. But if there's only like 1 to 3 targets, you should still use your normal rotation But between, let's say, instead of using Blackout Kick, you should probably use Spinning Crane, if there's actually more, because the problem is that Blackout Kick and Spinning Crane is dealing the same damage, but Spinning Crane is costing the double as Blackout Kick. So if there's more than one, Spinning Crane is actually better than Blackout Kick. So for multiple target rotation, use your normal one. Remember, Fist of Fury is also dealing damage to multiple targets when they are in front of you. And you can use Spinning Crane if there's more than two. So yeah. And of course you have G-Burst and Rushing Jadewind. So that's not really a meta for what to do when you're against multiple targets. It's up to you in which scenarios, if there's 2, 3, 4, 5 targets. If there's more than 3, 4, you should probably just spam Rushing Jadewind and Spinning Crane Kick. But if there's 2 to 3 targets, you should use your normal rotation and use a bit more time of Spinning Crane Kick, and you can also push in a Rushing Jadewind. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this guide. So this was a guide for Windwalker Monks for patch 8.1 in World of Warcraft. So we have been through the stats, the Azeroth traits, the talents and the gameplay. So leave down a comment if you have any questions about this video, and well, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it. I mean, it's up to you. You have an opinion, and I have my guide. So thanks guys for watching, and really appreciate all your support again. So if you're still watching, I have a question. How do you think my microphone sounds? Do you think my microphone is bad? Because I'm thinking about buying the Blue Yeti. That is probably the best microphone you can get on the market for YouTube videos, just, you know, home office like this. I'm thinking about buying that microphone. It cost about $150. So I'm like, that's money, but if that could make my microphone 10 times better, I mean, that could be pretty cool. So that was just an off-topic question for you guys, if anyone is still watching after this very long movie. And that is my question. Do you think my microphone is fine, or should I try to buy the one that is called Blue Yeti and get a 100% more better microphone? And I could also get this headset off and create videos without having a headset on. So yeah, off-topic question. So thanks you guys for watching. Please down a comment if you have any questions about Windwalker Monk, or if you have anything to say about my guide. So thanks guys for watching. Have a great evening.